Hi guys, how's it? Welcome Trek Amol to the Afrikaans speaking followers that I have. Welcome everybody else back to It's a Wednesday night. The missus is in the room, in the living room, watching her reality show. I think it's like Road Rules, some MTV series. She's really into it, so that's what she'll go and do on Wednesday nights on the big screen in the living room. I'm here in the studio as always on a Wednesday night. And yeah, ready to talk a little bit about what's coming up on the channel here and what's going on in the rugby world at large. Just got to thank everybody, my subscribers, my young ones, my new ones, my old ones. You guys rule. Thank you for continuing to come out and listen to me blab on a microphone about rugby or any other opinions that I seem to have. I do appreciate you guys' constant support of this channel and other content creators that have found their place on YouTube and wherever you're streaming from. So we'll go ahead and get into all of this. Obviously, the big news this week, the big release, Netflix, Six Nations Full Contact, the series. I have begun watching this series, and I mean, it ain't bad. It's well produced. It's not a bad series so far. It's not. Don't want to sound biased here, but yes, it's no chasing the sun. We'll just leave it at that. What a beautiful documentary. The sequel is coming out very soon too. I'm really hoping it doesn't make me cry like Rassi did in the last one. We still remember. Yeah, yeah. What a great documentary that was. And then, obviously, with me being able to now watch South African television, I'm able to watch it along with you guys. So eagerly anticipating this one, but not a bad series if you're into Six Nations rugby. You guys have heard me. I am covering the Six Nations. It's starting very shortly here. Like the first, I think, is when it starts. So I am going to be covering that. I do have a guest coming on this weekend to talk about Italian rugby. Obviously, we'll bring up the issues. Yeah, what a disappointment they had at the World Cup. But to kind of look forward to this Six Nations, he is English, but he's Italian, so he does cover some Italian rugby. So it'll be good to have Marcelo on as a guest this weekend. We'll have the video up as soon as I can. A pretty limited weekend on the charts, but we do have, of course, another derby. These are always exciting. This time it's going to be the Bulls and the Lions. I'm gonna have to ride with the Bulls on this one. Sorry, it's just they've got too much. I did pick them to win the Champions League, which we will talk about here shortly. But I won't be going live for that one, man. A 7 a.m. kickoff here locally, but I will get up and watch what's left, and then probably go back to Flow Sports to watch what I missed because I slept in, because I try to sleep until 8:30 on the weekends. Jess and I have a nice little system. I sleep in one day, she sleeps in one day. Really, anything past 6 is sleeping in for me, because I do get up at 5:36 every day to go to work. So, but yeah, that's going to be this weekend. I will be wearing my Bulls jersey with pride, but I do, like I said, do love the Lions, do love the Stormers. The Sharks, not so much, unless they're playing somebody I don't like. But yeah, so that is with that. So let's go ahead and look at the round of 16 that has been established for the Champions League, the Investec Champions Cup, and we'll kind of look at this. Both the Stormers and the Bulls will be hosting. The Bulls hosting Lyon, the French side, and the Stormers hosting Stade Rochelle, I believe is how you say that. God, if anybody's French that follows me, man, if you want to let me know how to say all the names of your teams, that would be really keen for me. But those will be the two games. And then we have the other tournament, which is going on, which is the EPCR. This stuff just doesn't make any sense. So we've got we do have the Hollywood Bet Sharks hosting Zebra Parma, who beat them in URC. And it looks like the Cheetahs will be at Claremont. Not too bad for a Curry Cup side, and the Lions will be at Benetton. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. But that brings to the next thing that I did want to talk about. And, obviously, these are both new tournaments to the South African sides. And I've tried so hard. Like, I like the URC. I love the URC. Give me that every weekend. I love the URC. These Champions Leagues and Challenge Cup. So let me say how I really feel, and then I'll make a salty comment, and then we'll kind of come back. But how I really feel about it is that I'm okay calling the Bulls a South African team, the Lions a South African team, the Stormers a South African team, the Sharks a South African team. They are 99% made up of South Africans. Okay. And I don't mind calling them South African teams. But when you're playing a team from the Northern Hemisphere that is like a third not of what that country is, like I'm not going to call a premiership team an English team when, a third of the guys or a quarter of the guys out on the field aren't even English. Now, it kind of goes back to my whole thing during the World Cup where I was complaining about imports, and I get that. Obviously, South Africa is nowhere near as wealthy as England or France. Okay. Maybe, but not. You get what I'm saying. The standard, et cetera, that kind of thing. So, no, Owen Farrell was never going to come to South Africa. Well, he couldn't crack it there anyways, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's not. I don't feel any real sense of pride at winning Champions Cup games or Challenge Cup games. I don't really feel like there's anything like like especially when you see them sending B-sides or us sending B-sides to the Northern Hemisphere. It's like now I am wearing a Crusaders jersey, and maybe I probably wouldn't feel so bad if maybe the NZ teams were in, because they're predominantly made up of, Kiwis or islands around New Zealand, or the Aussie teams, which are the same thing. Maybe I wouldn't feel as bad if those teams were involved too, because then I could say, oh, those are Kiwi sides or those are Aussie sides. But I just don't. There's no. I love international test rugby, and I think a lot of you guys do too. That's why we like the World Cup. That's why we love the Rugby Championship, or you like the Six Nations. We like international test rugby, and I just find it hard to get into this Champions stuff. It's not intriguing to me. It's not entertaining, and maybe it's because it's teams that I don't follow. Because I don't follow the Premiership. I've mentioned that many times on the show. I don't follow the Premiership. I don't follow the French League because the only way I can watch them regularly here is on Flow Sports, and it's either with no commentary or it's really bad commentary. It's just hard to follow that many teams. Like I have a 45-hour week job. I can't sit and watch French rugby every day. You know what I mean? Like it's like I have to find my competitions. It's like when I talk about the URC, I solely concentrate on the South African sides, because it's just too much. Is there too much rugby? I mean, some people would say no, but like for a guy like me that works a job, yeah, man, it's a bit too much. And these champions, I don't really feel anything. And like, here comes the salty comment, and it's probably going to piss a few people off, but I'm going to say it anyways. Yeah, I would be all about those trophies too when you can't win a World Cup. There's my salty ass comment. You can take that however you want. Oh, this guy's just talking shit, yada yada yada. Which, yeah, it is. But like, I don't see any. Like, I don't see anything cool in it. And I know there's been a talk for doing a Champions League through the whole world, and I mean that's cool and fine and dandy and all that. But like, I'd rather just there be more international games, man. Like I prefer test rugby. I prefer international teams, man. And I mean, I know I'm not alone in that. I know Swanee, we've had this conversation. He's one of my oldest followers. We've had this conversation. I prefer international test rugby, man. Like I don't get anything out of professional rugby. I mean, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's cool to see what's coming up and whatever, but like when you're sending like, so when you think of the Bulls, the Vodacom Bulls, okay, you think, obviously Johan Husen, you think of, all these guys that are on the team, could see all this, but then you think of, the big boys, Willie LaRue, Cannon Moody. Like, why are we not Curtly? Why are we not sending those guys for every single game? Oh, well, it's a Champions League. It's North. Then why even have it? If you're not putting out your best 23 men every week, then what's the game even count? No, I could say, okay, I get it. You're playing somebody like Zebra Parma. You're going to play guys with less experience because they're a weaker opponent. But if this is supposed to be a Champions Cup competition, why are you sending B-sides? If it's a winner take all tournament that means something, there should be no B-sides being sent. And then the other one, Challenge Cup, it's like, if you're not good enough to make that, why does there need to be it almost feels like it's just another excuse to make money. And I'm sure that's what it is at the end of the day. It's another excuse to make money. But I just don't see the point. I'd rather just watch the URC. Give me hard-hitting URC action every weekend. I don't need a Champions League. I don't need a Challenge Cup. Just give me the URC. If you want to win extra hardware, win it in international test time. I don't need to have these extra tournaments. No. Give me more hardware, international tests. But that's just my personal opinion. You guys are allowed to let me know how you feel about that. I don't see just don't see the point in it. It doesn't really seem like it's good, entertaining rugby. And that's what I love to watch. I love to watch entertaining rugby. So you guys let me know what you think about that. I just cannot get into it at all. The other news, I did make a quick little video about it. Jaco Piper has decided to call it a day. I've met with mixed responses. You either love the guy or you hate the guy. It seems like most South African fans or supporters or South Africans in general love the guy. People who aren't can't stand the guy. Rightfully so. Once again, a polarizing character to say the least. But yeah, just like I said, that's all I really wanted to get on here. Obviously, like I said, we'll have the game. I'll probably do a pregame video because this is a derby, and these are the ones that I really enjoy. I do enjoy my South African rugbies, like the rugby derbies and Currie Cup. Definitely going to be covering that. I don't know exactly which teams. I will probably, obviously, Western Province. I might have been out of the loop, but I feel maybe a little dumb, but when did the Falcons change their name? They play there, like in Kempton Park, right by the airport. I'm like, Falcons, where's the Falcons? Where are the Falcons? And then I find out, no, they're like the Folka. They changed it to the Afrikaans word for it. And I'm like, when did that happen? So anybody in the comments, let me know. When did they change their name? I know they don't play in the top division of the Currie Cup. They play in, is it the Mazani? It's the second division of the Currie Cup, but it's like, it's kind of cool, but that's definitely going to be talking about Currie Cup coming up here soon. But the URC is still going strong. We still got some chances. Sharks obviously will not make the elimination rounds. I'd love to see the Lions, Stormers, and Bulls all make the elimination rounds, even if it's the Lions get knocked out in the first round. It's good to see a good representation of South African rugby in a professional competition. I can't get into the Champions or the Challenge Cup. It's just not my thing, and that's why I had to kind of speak my mind on that. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I said, I'll have an interview this weekend. Yeah, I hope everybody is safe wherever you're at with your families. I know it's the summer south of the equator. My friends in KZN, hopefully the rain is letting up. I know it's been raining like crazy, flooding everywhere in the KZN. KZN. I know you guys gave me hell for that. Yeah, I live in America. We say Z. We don't say Z. But yeah. So until next time. Cheers, guys.